Ooh.
It's a little squeaky squeaky.
Hi, babes.
Hey, babes.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You doing it?
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Hot Rod Power Tour 2025, video number 2. Action.
Hey, everybody. We made it back, and we're excited.
Yes.
They let out the turn-by-turn directions and points of interest.
The points of interest. Yes.
That was an added feature.
Yes, very nice job.
So
yeah, it's
we
really...
got a lot to go through, but let's just go in order of operations.
Sounds good.
So we get there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be late. Fashionably, we're always late.
A&D, fashionably late.
But Sunday credential pickup is for platinum, gold, and long hauler. Mm-hmm. And what times are those, my dear?
12 p.m. noon, of course. Let's say it like that. To 5 p.m. You can pick up your credentials.
Where at?
At the Lucas Oil Raceway.
Yes. And to help Carrie and her staff, please have your QR code, or we put our tickets on Apple Wallet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure Android's got the same feature.
I'm sure.
But have your little QR code or your Apple Wallet, have it ready to speed up the process.
Absolutely.
Makes life go much simpler for everybody.
Right.
So, if you did get the Platinum Club,
yes,
there is a dinner on Sunday night, which I'm sure they'll give you all the instructions on that, but it's from 5 to 8.
Right.
It's at one of the IndyCar factories.
Yeah, the Dallara IndyCar factory.
I wasn't going to try to pronounce it.
I knew you weren't.
I was skipping that.
So, yes, I'm sure they'll give you all the details on that for everybody that got the Platinum package.
Yeah. But an important piece of information.
Important note.
For anybody coming into Indy on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever day you get to town, they have installed speed cameras in the construction zones on I-465.
Yeah.
And I read the internet article where the state told everybody they were putting them up. And in the first month, they had 40,000 tickets, I think it was.
Good grief.
So it's an automated thing. If you're over the speed limit, you are getting the ticket. It's getting mailed to you. So
don't be one of the statistics.
So this is your fair warning. If you are driving into Indy and you're in a construction zone,
go the speed limit.
Go to speed limit.
Right.
Okay.
We don't want to start out the week with people getting tickets. So.
That you wouldn't even know about.
Yeah, until you got home.
Well, like a month later, it's going to show up in the mail, and you're going to be angry.
Yeah. So.
But Monday.
Yeah.
What are hours on Monday?
Well, the hours on Monday are 9 to 5.
9 to 5, and we have autocross, drag racing, and the dyno on Monday.
Yeah.
And we're going to be set up on the midway.
Right.
Our new canopy. Doing my best Vanna White.
We have our new canopy set up for you guys behind us.
So, yeah. Please stop by. Say hi.
Please do.
And we're going to have our merch with us.
We are. We're going to have our shirts and our hats and
sweatshirts and hoodies.
All kinds of stuff.
We're having all that stuff with us. So, please stop by. Say hi.
Right.
And we are doing 2 giveaways.
Yes. 2 giveaways this year for you guys.
We bought a tire inflator, a little battery operated tire inflator. We actually use this in the shop all the time.
And
we've got that. And then the car care bucket.
Yes, the Chemical Guys car care bucket. You're probably going to need it by the end of the week.
Yeah. At the end of the week. Nobody has time to clean their car any other time. But what we're going to do is we're going to have you sign a little piece of paper, enter your name and your phone number, and we're going to give these away at 4 o'clock.
On Monday.
So 2 people are going to win.
Yeah.
And at 4 o'clock, the first person we call is going to choose which one they want. And then the second person is going to win whichever one's left.
That's right.
So at 4 o'clock, we're going to give them away day 1 on the midway.
Yes. And like we said, please stop by, say hi, tell us how much you love Power Tour.
Yes. And if this is your first Power Tour, or we'll even go if it's maybe just your second.
Right.
First or second, come by on the first day and tell us what you think of Power Tour so far.
Right.
What's your ideas, your thoughts, your opinions? Come by and tell us that. And then we're going to be set up on day 5. I'm kind of fast forwarding, but
yeah,
we'll be at day 5. We'll be at Summit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're brand new, come back on day 5 and tell us what you thought of the whole week.
Yeah, how your week was.
How your week changed. Did your opinion get better? Change?
Yeah.
Do you love, just
come by.
Day 1, come and tell us what you think Power Tour is going to be. And then day 5, come and tell us how your week's been.
Yes, we love to hear from you guys for sure.
Yes.
So other than that, we need to discuss that yes, on Monday the credential pickup is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they are, like we said, they're asking you to have your QR code ready.
Yeah, if you show up Monday, if you've got a multi-day or a single-day pass, when you get in line to come in, they're going to want you to have your QR code because you got to buy your ticket ahead of time. You can't buy a ticket when you get there. They're going to want you to have that QR code ready to come into the parking lot.
Right. To get in.
You'll still have to walk up and get your registration, get your little goodie bag and all that stuff.
All the good stuff.
But to come in the parking lot, they're going to want to see your QR code that you actually bought a ticket.
Right.
So have that ready when you're in line coming in, if you're a multi-day or single day. And that goes for all 5 days that applies.
Right.
Because before you can get to park, you got to prove you bought a ticket.
Right. Right. So, but the thing that we also need to talk about is on the midway, on Monday, it's going to be 9 to 5, correct?
9 to 5, it'll be all day.
Yes. But the other days, it's going to be 11 to 5.
Yes. So, now, that is different from last year. Last year, everything was 12 to 6. So they have backed everything up 1 hour. So we'll all have to get used to that. And we'll have to get used because we're always late showing up to the venue. So
we'll probably be coming in hot.
Mentally, we've got to.
But also a note to the Platinum people, the Platinum lunch is from 12 to 3.
Each day.
Each day.
Now, if you have the Gold package, you get lunch on Wednesday, 12 to 3.
12 to 3.
But Gold, you only get 1 lunch. Platinum, you get lunch every day.
Every day. So make note of all those times because it did shift a little this year. So we just wanted to make sure you guys are aware.
Yeah.
Because definitely the 5 p.m. thing, you've got to make it there so you can get your punch.
Yes.
So you need to just be aware that it is 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So day 1 will be over.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody got to stop by and see us and say hi.
Yeah.
Check out the Midway and see our new canopy.
Our new canopy.
Our Vanna White.
Set up.
And the day 2 will be the first day we drive.
Right.
So send your email to andhotrodshop@gmail.com if you would like large print version of the directions. There, we take the same route as Hot Rod. We just make the print bigger so you can see it going down the road.
And we also add a few.
We add little notes.
We do because
like places to pee. Because
I need to know those stops.
Yeah. Important information.
So we put that in there, and as the passenger princess / navigator, it is easier if those stops are on my directions than me trying to hold those and look for a gas station.
Yeah.
So that's why we kind of do those. So if you're interested, make sure you send us an email.
Right. And we point out, like if a turn's easy to miss, like on day 2, when we leave and we go to Route 66 Dragway, at 49.1, I marked it as an easy to miss left turn.
Right.
So you'll be on the lookout for that. And at 124.3, easy to miss left turn. And at 135.7, there will be a traffic backup because we are taking a left turn at a stoplight that doesn't have a leading green. So it's going to be a backup there. So expect it when you get to there. Be prepared for the backup.
Right. But day two's directions are.
And that's the town of.
Oh, that's the town of Monroe.
No.
Oh.
Moments.
Okay.
Maybe I said that right.
We hope.
Just maybe.
Moments.
Yeah. So the last directions, when you get to mile marker 170.6, you're actually on Route 66.
Yes.
So for the last 18 miles of day two, the first day we drive, you'll actually be on Route 66.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of stuff like the Gemini Giant, Route 66 theme restaurants. Basically, the city of Wilmington is a kind of looks like to be a tourist town. We've never been there, but it kind of looks like a Route 66 tourist town. Right. So
they have
make sure if you want to stop before going into Midway, there you go.
Stop, grab you some lunch, and check out some of the Route 66 stuff. That's going to be fun.
Yes.
It'll be a good time.
Now, when you get to the venue on day two, they're going to have, let's see, drag racing and dyno pulls. And they're going to be from 12 to 3.
Oh, the dyno pulls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was 12 to 5. Maybe I wrote that down wrong. I'll have to look.
Okay.
Because I thought it was 12 to 5, but I wrote down 12 to 3 for some reason.
Okay.
Maybe I wrote it wrong. I'm thinking it's 12 to 5.
Yeah, 12 to 5 each day.
Yeah.
And make sure that you do check out the drag racing and the dyno pulls because that's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I loved the dyno pull in South Carolina where the guy put the street rod up.
Yes.
And it made a lot of noise. It was ferocious sounding on the exhaust. And it made like 188 horsepower to the wheels.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It was good.
But it sounded ferocious. It sounded like it was getting ready to rotate the earth.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It really did. For sure.
But then, do you want
yes,
points of interest?
Yes, for sure. Not to go back to day one, but there were some definite interesting things around Indy to check out that were on the points of interest, like the Children's Museum. If you got kiddos going with you, I'm sure they would enjoy that. It looks really cool. And like where they're having the platinum dinner at the Delara IndyCar factory, definitely looks like an awesome place to check out. But in day two, when you're going along on the official Power Tour route, they noted that on the points of interest, there are several things to check out. There's the Polka Dot Drive-In, and of course the Gemini Giant, which will be just really cool to see. Definitely. Yeah. And they also have a Route 66 Old School Brewing, Route 66 Bar and Grill. So definitely when you're on that part, check those out.
Yeah. And the old Juliet prison, which, if I'm remembering right, is the one they filmed Blues Brothers.
Yes.
There was somebody on the Facebook group, and I am sorry, I apologize, I don't remember your name. They started a list if you want to go on tours, because somebody mentioned in the comments that the prison wasn't open during the week for tours. Someone called and said there was going to be enough people that wanted to go, so they are actually opening up for tours. So if the Juliet prison is something that interests you for Tuesday, I think they're setting up Tuesday evening tours, after everybody leaves the venue.
Very cool.
So search on the Facebook groups and put in Juliet prison and see if you can. I apologize, I don't remember that guy's name, but he's organizing a list and to get you on the tours and go in. And it seems like quite a few people are actually going. So
yeah. So check that out. There's also the Hollywood Casino and Hotel Joliet there.
Yeah, I think a bunch of people said they were staying
Right.
there. So that's liable to be a hot spot.
Definitely.
Wonder if they're going to do burnouts at the casino.
That would be neat.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about Wednesday's drive.
Wednesday's drive, day 3. There is, well,
let's talk about.
Actually, we skipped something.
Oh, we did. What?
We skipped day 2. We're going to be in a different time zone.
Okay.
Day 2, we actually gain an hour driving to Route 66.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because on Wednesday, we lose the hour coming back to Fort Wayne.
Okay.
So on Wednesday, when you get up from your hotel, keep in mind that we're losing an hour and the venue closes at 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Central time, most likely. When you wake up Wednesday in your hotel, most everybody's going to get a hotel somewhere around Juliet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, remember,
make a
day
note.
2, you gain an hour. Day 3, we're losing an hour. Okay. Important note.
Yes.
Because somebody's going to show up an hour late at the venue and be like, why didn't I get in?
Yeah. Can't get my punch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, make a note of that, guys. So, Wednesday's drive itself is very, very good.
Yeah, it looks to be, it's going through a lot of small towns. I mean, tiny little towns, which be pretty cool to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Hopefully those people come out.
Yes.
And
then at mile marker 100, there is an optional stop. The town of Hamlet, I read this post this morning.
Oh, yeah.
They put up a post that they're welcoming the entire power tour to stop there, kind of like Coffee and Donuts.
Okay. Cars and coffee type
Like
deal?
a cars and coffee thing.
Okay.
They said they have 20 acres that the entire town has shut down and going to allow people to park and stop there.
Cool.
On the way to Fort Wayne.
Awesome.
So, and it looks to be about a halfway point in the journey. I looked it up on the map.
Yes.
It's not exactly halfway, but it's real close.
Is that the one they're calling the Street Freaks?
Street Freaks, that is the one.
Street Freaks car show.
So they made a post about it that they're inviting everybody to their little town. They're basically, and the power tour route literally drives right by the town.
Oh, cool.
Route 30, it's not like you've got to venture off and go way out of your way. It's literally Route 30 is going by, and then I think at like mile marker 100, there's a stoplight, and you just turn
and go right into town. Okay.
So
definitely, we're going to definitely check that out. Hopefully, you guys will too.
Angie's all about the coffee.
I like a good cup of coffee.
So yeah, she'll be in on that.
So yeah.
And now day 3, when we get to Fort Wayne, which is, what is it called? Allen County War.
Let's see. Yes.
Allen County War. Yeah.
Allen County War Memorial.
Coliseum.
Coliseum. You're right.
Yeah. And they're going to have the dyno and a racing simulator. So I think that's the first day on the tour. They had the racing simulator last year. I remember seeing it on the Midway. But Wednesday's the first day for the racing simulator. So it looked really cool. I didn't do it last year.
We didn't get to do it last year, but maybe this year.
Yeah, it looked really cool. And like we said, today's lunch, or Wednesday, that day's lunch, is platinum and gold combined.
Right, from 12 to 3.
And I'm betting it's inside the Coliseum.
Oh, yeah.
I would
say so. I would venture to say that.
Yeah. And then we're listing, basically, but when you enter the town of Fort Wayne, we're listing always the last gas station and P stops.
Right.
The last mile before you get to Fort Wayne Coliseum is basically food and gas stations on both sides of the road. And you're going to be going stoplight to stoplight because you're in town, you're in the city of Fort Wayne.
Okay.
So you're going to have opportunity to pull off, get you something to eat, or wait till you get to the venue. entirely up to you.
Yeah, up to you guys.
Now, was there any points of interest? The street freaks?
Right. There's also a Fort Wayne Zoo that I saw on there, and there's a Don's Drive-In that's like an old train depot, and
Cool.
there's a bunch of like old gas house restaurant and Cindy's Diner. There looks to be some things there you could check out for a lunch or dinner,
Okay.
whatever works for you. But yeah,
All right. Thursday, we're driving from Fort Wayne
to Monroe.
to Monroe, and I looked at this route, and I like this one because there is a bunch of, I won't say huge towns we go through, but there is a ton, and I mean a busload of small towns that we're going to go through. So I think that's going to make it a really good,
Really fun driving day.
really good route.
Yeah.
It kind of goes up in an arc and sweeps out and comes back. But I think all the little towns are going to make it what Power Tour, what we love about it.
Definitely.
And when you get to Monroe, they're going to have the dyno and the racing simulator for that day.
And the platinum lunch again is 12 to 3 that day.
Yeah. Now, the points of interest, and we labeled them on this day. The town of Auburn, which is like 16 miles directly north of Fort Wayne, has an Auburn and Cord Museum, and it has the early Ford V8 Museum right next to each other.
Yeah.
And there's also a truck museum, isn't it? Auto and Truck Museum?
National Auto and Truck Museum, yes.
Yeah, they're all there.
Like within a short.
Right there together.
Okay.
So if you want to go tour a museum on day 4, they're really close.
Right.
And also they have, was that the day they mentioned the Henry Ford?
No, that's the next day.
That's the next day. Okay.
Make sure they have the I Did It.
Yeah, I Did It steering columns.
I Did It steering columns. So
their factory is along the route. It's like 3/4 of a mile. When you get to the town of, what is it, Tecumseh,
Michigan.
Yeah, Tecumseh.
But a fun fact about I Did It is that it was a Hot Rod Drag Week stop.
Yeah, the factory was.
Yeah,
so if that's something that interests you, see the factory.
Right.
And we also literally drive right by Michigan International Speedway. The route literally drives right by it. So if you want to see the Speedway, we made the note for that. It's on the points of interest.
Yes, check it out. And there's also several different cute little eateries. I looked this up last night. The Mitchell's Cheesesteak Station is super cute. It's like an old gas station turned into like a cheesesteak place. And I mean, it just seemed really
I'd be good with a cheesesteak. Y'all can tell I eat.
But it is on the route itself. And the Coney Hut Drive-In is on the route too.
Okay.
So
now, and we also marked for day 4 the last chance for gas and pee before you get to Monroe, before you get in the venue, is the town of Dundee. So, and that is how many miles? 11 miles before you get to Monroe. Because when you get to the fairgrounds are on the edge of town, so there's not a whole lot before it.
Gotcha.
So your last chance to get out of the car before you get in line is 11 miles before in the town of Dundee.
Right. And in Dundee, there's a Cabela's.
So you could wander around Cabela's and spend money and look at stuffed animals if you wanted to.
Stuffed animals.
Have you ever seen all the deer and everything like that?
Yes. But yeah, go and check that out.
And we can't stress enough, especially for the new people, the first timers, or maybe the people that's their second year. We cannot stress enough how much of a difference it makes if you stop before you go to the venue and get in traffic. Even if you don't have to pee, or the car doesn't need gas, or you're not hungry at that moment,
right,
taking a stop 10 or 15 miles before you get to the venue, getting out of the car, walking around, talking to other people about their car, you will be surprised how much better it makes it. Now, nobody likes being stuck in traffic.
No.
We don't like it. Nobody likes sitting in line to wait in to get in the venue. But if you've gotten out of the car, taken a break, had a mental reset,
Yeah.
it makes the world of difference on sitting in line to get into a venue.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
And there's no guarantee which days will be
right.
better than others. Last year, the first 2 days were holdups, and cars waited. The last 3 days, they drove right in.
Right, right. You just don't know.
So there's, there's no perfect recipe of
no.
what venue's going to have a wait and what's not. So,
but the cool part of that also is that's how you meet different people too.
Yeah, you get out. We encourage you to get out. Stop at the gas stations.
Check out the points of interest.
Yeah, check out the points of interest. Venture around. The route is not 100% hard set. Have to do the entire thing. Yeah. If there is a point of interest that you want to go see, by all means, go see that. But we do encourage you to come back to the route and join in with the rest of the cars.
Yeah.
And go to the venue. We do encourage that because
you're going to miss out on.
You're going to have more fun riding with a bunch of hot rods than driving by yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we encourage you to go see the point of your interest and ride the route.
Yes.
But stress again. Get out of the car 10, 15 miles before the venue. Have a mental reset. Get back in. That way you're not the angry person in line.
In line
waiting. We have anybody that's been on several power tours has always met the angry person in line. Nobody wants to be around the angry person in line.
No. So that being said, we move to day 5, which is Monroe to Norwalk.
Monroe to Norwalk, yes. Which takes you through Toledo, and it sounded bad. And then I looked at it, and it really doesn't. The route really didn't look that bad to me. It kind of shortcuts downtown. It doesn't go anywhere near it.
No.
So it didn't. I'm not saying there won't be traffic, but it didn't look as bad as it could have been.
Correct.
So, and day 5, now there's going to be a lot of stuff going on day 5. Like I said, we're going to be back on the Midway.
Yeah, stop by and see us
on day
again.
5. Yeah, so stop by and tell us how your week's been. But you're also going to be able to get your long hauler sign, and that's going to be set up. Usually it's near the stage on the Midway. If you look for the big stage where Jeff is, you'll hear Jeff all week.
Yes.
On the PA system. He's going to be talking, interviewing people, having all kinds of stuff on the stage. So go by and make sure you say hi to Jeff too.
Yes, for sure.
But they're going to have those signs, and usually there's lanes. Basically, when you get your last punch, they're going to hand you your sign. So
let's recap. I know that some of you guys probably are not new people, but for the new people, let's discuss the punch.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the punch.
We didn't talk about the punch.
When you pick up your registration, whether it be Sunday or Monday, the first day is going to be punched for you.
Yes.
You're already going to have that punch taken out of it. And if you don't, you can go to the stage on day 1. But I'm like 99% sure you're going to be punched. All of them I've ever gotten.
The first day is punched.
Now, day 2, when you get to Route 66, you're going to go find the stage, wave hi, say hi to Jeff when he's up on stage, punch your long hauler's little lanyard that they give you.
And they'll have punches all over a table, and they'll be different every day.
Yeah, it's a different shape.
There's dogs and trains and trucks.
And then one day was a heart, and one day was a club.
Yeah,
so it's different each day. And when you go Wednesday, get to Fort Wayne, you're going to punch. Thursday, go to Monroe, punch, and Friday, like I say, when you punch, they're going to hand you your long hauler sign.
Right. But you have to have everyday punch.
Yeah, to get the long hauler sign.
The long hauler sign.
So, did we?
Yeah, I just wanted to recap that.
Yeah, I forgot we didn't even mention.
Yeah, we didn't mention the punch. So
yeah.
So that's
good call. Good call.
Well, I mean, that's why we talk about the time that the venue is going to be closed, because you have to get there before 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Now, like I say, day 5's got a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be us on the Midway again.
Yes.
Your long hauler sign. You're going to have the dyno, the drag racing going on.
Yes.
The racing simulator. But probably the most important event.
Oh, this is great.
This is the most important event of Friday.
Yes.
From 2 to 5 p.m., they're going to move the hot rod bus. Now, if you have never seen the hot rod bus, if you're new to Power Tour, hot rod bus is the giant RV that's going to have about 4-foot tall letters on the side of it that says Hot Rod Power Tour 2025.
Yep.
You won't be able to.
You won't be able to miss it.
You won't be able to miss it going down the road, and it's going to travel ahead of us, so you're not going to catch it on the route. It will be at the venue every day. And basically, they're going to take that bus and park it off. Generally, they park it off in the grass somewhere with a little scenic backdrop. And what you get to do, this is for all the new people and some of the veterans, you get to pull your vehicle. I'll pull up Sid.
We'll pull up Sid.
Park it in front of the bus and take your picture. And most of the time, Hot Rod is there taking pictures too.
Right.
And your picture ends up on the website.
Yeah.
They generally make a collage of everybody that pulled in front of the bus and take your picture. You can take your picture, and a lot of times Hot Rod takes your picture.
Right.
So it's a really cool thing. You get your long hauler sign, which all of us want.
Absolutely.
It's a cool thing. But it's also a very cool memento to make, to park in front of the hot rod bus, get your picture,
So make sure you take advantage of that if you have an opportunity.
Yeah, so and I know a lot of people are going to come in on Friday, and they're going to grab their long hauler sign, they're going to talk to their buddies, and they're going to turn and burn. But I do encourage you to stay around to at least 2 o'clock to get in line to go get your picture for the bus. Because they're not going to move the bus the very first thing, at 11 or 12 in the morning. The bus is going to stay where it's parked on the venue, but then at 2 o'clock they'll move the bus. So.
And we also encourage you to take advantage of all the things that are going to be at Norwalk that day. I mean, there's all the drag racing and the racing simulator and the dyno.
Yeah.
I mean, take it all in. I mean, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah. And last year, since we were set up on the first day of the Midway, we didn't get our chance to talk to any of the other vendors on the Midway.
Right.
We didn't get a chance to leave the booth. But what I found was on day 2, 3, 4, and 5 last year, we actually got to walk around, because a lot of people mobbed to the Midway the very first day. Well, what we found was there was less people day 2, 3, and 4. And if you had a specific question, like for Holly or Curry rear ends, or painless wiring harnesses, or the GM performance guys, any of those guys that you want to ask a technical question, because we run a shop, so sometimes you want some input.
Yeah.
I had time to talk to those guys on the following days.
Right.
Because there wasn't a massive crowd, and it worked out in our favor. So if you don't write off the Midway just because you saw it on the first day.
Right.
If you have a technical question that you want to talk to somebody in depth and don't want to feel pressured and rushed, that you got to let the guy behind you in line talk to him or whatever. Right. Take Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Right.
And talk to those guys in depth. They will be glad.
Oh yeah.
To answer, help you the best they can. That's why they're there all week. So take advantage on the Midway. I know a lot of people don't think about it, But I think about it because we've run the shop, so I want to talk to those guys.
Right.
Those other days when they're not, the Midway's not mobbed with people, take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
And use those resources, even if you're not planning on buying something right now, for it's just a question you got. Use those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're there and they're for you. So make use of you've got a captive audience with them.
And they want to talk to you just as much as you want to talk to them.
Yeah.
So definitely take advantage of that. And let's see.
So what was the points of interest?
Oh,
the one I liked was the Cedar Point theme park.
Yes.
And there was a Great Wolf Lodge resort.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you're going home after the power tour,
right,
or if you're going to stay there and then head home. But the Great Wolf Lodge, if we were taking kids with us,
we would be there.
that would be an excellent idea to spend the night there and then head home.
Right. Or check out the Cedar Point theme park.
Cedar Point theme park, and there was something else.
The Toledo Zoo is also.
Yeah, the Toledo Zoo, and there was a Millbury Classic Car and Truck Museum.
Uh-huh.
But it had an address of Millbury, Ohio,
mm-hmm.
and if I remember correctly, that was closer to the Toledo side. Okay. So you may want to see that on the way down.
Right, correct. And there's another casino, a Hollywood casino in Toledo that was listed.
Yeah, they'll be doing burnouts at the casinos. Wonder if we can facilitate that. If we can get a power tour theme, they burn out at the casinos.
I don't know about that.
But
so we encourage you.
So yeah, if you want the directions, large print. It's the same route. It's not any different from Hot Rod.
Same.
It's just large print, and we add notes for last stop to pee, last gas stations, and if a turn's going to be, if I think it's going to be easy to miss, something you need, I add that in there. Right.
But we do encourage you to get on the route, ride, see the
points of interest. This is new for this year, and we really like it.
We really like it. The guys did a great job on that.
Yeah, so we think that's going to be a great addition.
Absolutely.
And something that they announced last week.
Yeah.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
Power Tour West is selling tickets now. They're going from Formoso Drag Strip, Street Legal Dragway, and Willow Springs.
Right.
So, Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, we're going to drive Sid on the road course at Willow Springs.
Yes.
So, last year, I got to make 3 passes. Thankfully, thanks to Jim and Patty.
Yeah.
They brought me a helmet. So, I'm forever grateful to them.
Yes.
But I got to make 3 passes in Sid. Now, granted, it was slow, and they gave me a sundial instead of a time slip. But I made 3 passes, and hopefully this year we'll get to do road course laps at Willow Springs in Sid. So.
And we need to make sure it is in December this year. It's December 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Yes.
So.
And tickets are on sale.
Yeah, so go get you some tickets and come with us.
Yeah.
Because we're excited about it. We get to see all of our friends back in California again. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. So, come and go with us.
Yeah, all of our new friends out there.
All of our new friends,
And it was, we had the time of our life.
Yes.
We took 17 days. If you don't know, if you didn't follow along, we took 17 days and
had the
drove,
best.
And it was the trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
We did Route 66 and then did Power Tour West and did Route 66 back home. So it was an epic adventure, and I highly recommend to anybody if you're ever thinking about doing it.
It was phenomenal. So, yes, we do. And we're looking forward to the little bit of Route 66 that, that was
a part we missed.
Yeah, we did. So, we didn't get to see that part, so we're super excited about that.
Yes.
So, other than that, we encourage you guys, just have a great time.
And remember, it's not a race.
It's not a race, no.
You don't have to be the first one to the venue.
No.
There is no extra prize for being first in line.
No, you just got to get there in time.
You get last in line, you get to sit with us. But
yeah.
Because we're going to be the one on Sunday. screaming in at 4:55 to pick up our credentials,
Yeah.
and Carrie's going to be leaning out the door looking at us when we pull in.
Probably so. Probably so.
Yeah, we'll be that last minute guy. They'll be giving us the evil stink eye.
But I know we've said this a million times, but we really enjoy Power Tour. We
Yes.
enjoy getting to meet all of you guys. We enjoy meeting all the new people that we get to meet and
Yeah.
all the new places that we get to see that we would never see.
Yeah. So and if you see Sid out on the road, smile and wave, you know,
or stop us and talk to us. We love
yes.
every bit of that. So please do.
Yeah. So we'll see everybody in June.
It's like 30 days or something. 30, 31, something.
Something like that.
Yes. So get your cards ready. Get your stuff together. And we can't wait to see you all.
Yeah. And how we end every one of our videos. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for today.